And welcome to episode 10 of Get to Know Your Mod Author. And I just want to point out that this is Get to Know Your Mod Author, not bore them with stupid fucking questions like a boring interview for all you little whiny bitches. And it's not get to know the person who doesn't speak English. Um,
Yeah, you tell him. You tell him.
this week we got John Jarvis. You know him from Sophia, and that's probably about it. Fuck, I already forgot your other two mods. Go ahead and say hi.
It's because I make loads and loads of mods and just fucking never complete them. I've
Yeah.
got like hundreds, and I mean you might have seen already. I was making a destructive Skyrim one.
You should do the you should do one with the destructive fucking settlements for like Fallout. That would be awesome. I don't know how much
Yeah,
work that would
yeah.
be.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to do that, but I'm waiting on collision support at the moment.
Good luck
Can't
with that.
can't do anything without that.
You know, it took 2 years for I think for them to do collisions in Skyrim with NIF and everything, and it was like some weird chunk merge, and then it was 3 years before you could actually just export straight collisions with Max. I think.
Is it really that complicated?
uh, they did something new with the NIFs. NIFscope can't even read it, so I don't know if what they changed with it, but I'm kind of just in panic attack mode because I'm thinking I'm gonna have tons and tons of collision boxes all over my new cells because we're making new assets, and I'm like, how the fuck? I fucking don't have anything. Like, I can't make collisions.
Yeah,
So
that's what I've been fucking about with as well. NIFs and that. You have to find like a similar one, copy and paste the collision from that, and just move it about. It's fucking annoying.
well, that's what people would have panic attacks if they actually knew what my elevators and my spiral staircases consisted of, like hundreds
Oh,
of
I
collisions.
checked them out and see how it worked. you, yeah, it's
There's no way to decipher. I realized that about mid to late January when somebody sent me a message bitching. Because if you've checked out my NIFs, you know that it's really hard to decipher when all my node names are.
all I know is it uses like the controller manager thing, whatever.
It's.
That's about all I can figure out from it.
I just realized I'm not actually helping anybody, but I'm not on purpose hindering their ability to decompile my work. I'm just an idiot when it comes to naming shit, and I just hit the keyboard randomly.
Yeah, it sounds like me.
It's actually using AC units. If you want to look for small collisions that are really easy to manipulate, the AC units are like just squares of different sizes. It was kind of fun. The but yeah, I hate the fact you can't scale it either. Like they won't fucking scale. All right.
Yeah, we're just probably boring them with technical shit they know nothing about.
It's like NIFs are hard, guys. Go with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, take it from me. And
Technical. Imagine if I was like interviewing Fading Signal. That would have been a fun one for the like. You saw his basement living one, right?
yeah,
Dude, fucking. I told him I was like all the people looking at it. A lot of people would be like, "Wow, this is so simple and neatly executed." I was like, and then everybody who actually knows what went into it with Xedit is thinking, "You're a fucking retard, Fading. Like you did that much work." Like he's been working on it. We've worked on it for 3 weeks to get it to work. I was like, "Shit."
yeah. I'll start doing some like X edit stuff for all now, but I was like, oh fuck this, I'm waiting for the CK.
See,
It's
I
just
you do yeah you prefer. I fucking prefer the CK. I've heard so many people bitch about crashes with it. I never had any issues for years. I don't know. It seems to do its job fucking fine, but man, that's just me. I didn't start crashing with it till I started getting DLC. That's why I'm really wary about getting Automatron. I don't want I don't want my CK to crash because I'm not going to use Automatron in my mods for the first year probably.
yeah, it suck. Hopefully Bethesda just bear that in mind that not everyone buys DLC.
Nah, except for I think they're going to. I had the thought earlier today where I was thinking that they're probably going to like one of the reasons they probably did the DLC before the CK was because we sell the DLC for them. Because as modders, we'll use the fucking assets, and then people who want to use the mods have to get the DLC, and then bam, we've just become sales reps for Bethesda for free.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Everyone fucking bugs me like, can you add DLC support for Sophia and for such and such? It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I
Is
don't want
is
to.
Sophia vanilla only? Really?
Yeah.
I love you, man. The I got so much shit for 3 years because all my mods were only vanilla. I didn't even buy the DLC for Skyrim until right before we did Molag Ball's Inferno because I needed it for Molag Ball's Inferno because everybody else wanted to use the fucking DLC assets.
And the problem is you have to have a separate ESP anyway. So
Yeah, yeah. I didn't see any like. I saw more problems after I got all the DLC with my fucking CK and with trying to make shit work than I had ever had. I mean, 3 years and I probably crashed a few dozen times with the CK. That's it. And I hear all these horror stories from people crashing like Ellie was crashing like 5 times a day. I'm like, what the fuck?
and the annoying thing is with the DLC, Bethesda didn't even put in the um like support for them for the CK anyway. You had to use an INI
Oh, that's
edit to.
right.
I mean, what fucking stupid decision is that?
Load multiple masters. Yeah, you're right. Because every time I had to, yeah, and then anytime you verify like the integrity of your tool cache or Steam updates, it would just overwrite your INIs anyway, and then you'd end up crashing and trying to figure out what went wrong again. Bethesda, our lords and saviors of shit.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
So I'll start with one of the easy. Oh wait, no. Oh yeah, here's an easy softball question. If Sophia met Hitler in Skyrim, what would she do?
Well, she might try hitting on him, I suppose.
I like.
Um,
It makes sense.
uh, yeah. And then the player character would obviously get jealous, and then everyone would hate me. Yeah.
So
um,
what, excuse me. What got you, especially that like the I don't know, the level of complexity of that first mod is a little bit up there. Like, I mean, Sophia was your first mod, right? Or did you do something else before?
um, I think I did like a mod where you can uh, get blacksmiths to actually make you weapons and um, upgrade shit by like paying them to do it, stuff like that.
Okay, and then you went right on to make a character with thousands of lines of audio, like a crackhead.
Yeah, that mod was like no one knew about it. It's like, oh fuck this shit, I'm going for something popular.
How long?
No, I didn't really. That was a total fluke. That was actually. Just one day I sat down, just like with like notepad, just writing really random like shitty dialogue, and everyone like was like, "This is fucking hilarious." Um, so I was like, yeah, I might create a follower then.
How long did it start take you from start to finish? Like, I mean, I understand it's probably still not finished. And none of our work ever really is for the bigger shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I know. I'm forcing myself to eventually get back to working on it. I'm just so fucking lazy. I mean, everyone's begging me for an update. So how long have I been working on it? The first release was in June 2014, I think. And I'd been working on it since September 2013.
sounds
So,
about right.
you do the maths. I'm shit at maths. And I can't be bothered. Too lazy.
About 9-10 months, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. For the first release, and then just on and off when I can be bothered updating it.
See, when I see him like that, I blows my mind because I'm so lazy with my character dialogue. Like even Dahlia and Aloon together only have like 350 lines in Dragon Break, and even then, half of those lines the girls themselves made up for their characters because they were in a Skype chat with each other. Because I was like, just do whatever you want. Like I'm fucking bad at dialogue.
Yeah, yeah. So you get a lot of shit with the too much sexual innuendo in this
Dude,
mod.
I got both ends of the spectrum. It was fucking hilarious. You would have literally in the comment section, you would have one comment where somebody bitching about how like Dahlia was too over sexualized and just just bad, degrading to women, and the next comment would be about how Aloon's too much of a stuck up prick. Like I was laughing so hard, like the. People don't
Well,
even realize like I got my inspiration for that one off of the voice actors themselves. Like I wouldn't say that the Kristen's just like a loon, but she can play that really well. But Caitlin that did Talia is just like she's fucking great. Like I love that shit. I was just like I'm gonna get so many, but it did like I don't know. It didn't have as many downloads as I thought it would. It was probably because I played the good cop bad cop side of it, and people ended up hating one or the other,
No,
which
I know
is
why it is. It's because you put it as a quest mod. You should have put it as a follower
it's
with a
true.
quest.
Follower, yeah, fucking
That's how it works. If you want to get popular these days.
waifu them up a bit too. Put them in
Yeah,
skimpy
yeah,
shit.
you know, yeah.
Come on, there's an overblown sex scene. Come on, you can't beat that
Oh
one.
yeah, yeah. How could I forget that?
I
It's like
got
sitting
I,
there awkwardly. I'm so glad I've got speakers on.
I had so many people like I had my speakers on when that happened. I was like, that was great. That's great. It's still
Yeah.
PG-13. That's still in PG-13 territory.
Yeah.
I fucked up though, like I got lazy and then I forgot about it. I completely forgot about it until after release and I just didn't bother with it. When she goes into the room, what I meant to have happen was I was actually going to have like Fusro Daz firing in the room randomly, so it would throw everything in the room all over the place. So when they opened the door, everything would just be looking trash, like they just wrecked the place. And I fucking forgot. I was like, that would have been awesome. Oh well, fuck it. Like I don't know. I don't know why I found that so funny. I was just like, I'm gonna really piss people off, and the loon gets all uppity. I don't know. I loved it. I thought the backplay between them was so great.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta admit, I only played with Sophia for like 2 hours, so I don't even know the fucking length. I never played the game after that shit. I
Yeah, well, I'm with you. I don't really play with followers either. I just make them, you know. 'Cause, you know, it's just I don't know. I just write funny shit and
so what you planning for Fallout 4? Are you gonna move Sophia there?
pretty much. I mean, it's not so fair. It's another character along the same lines. People want so fair, but I'm like, I'm not gonna rehash the mod entirely, because that wouldn't be very imaginative. Um, yeah, I'll probably do something similar. I mean, I've only written out like a page of lines so far just for testing.
I'm terrible with writing. I've still got to finish the fucking main quest for fucking Vault 273. I'm just like, I hate writing. It's I don't know. It's just one of those things that feels like work to me when I get to it. Which once something starts feeling like work, it's like, ugh, I want to take a break.
Yeah, well, modding in general feels like work to me. That's why I never complete any mod. I'm the world's most lazy modder.
You don't have fun with it? Like, come on.
I do. Like, I have fun, but I enjoy learning new stuff. And once I've learned it, I'm like, oh fuck, I got to finish this now.
That's true. That's kind of how I felt with that stupid staff I just released. That's why I finished it in October of last year, and then somebody reminded me, and then I was like, went on a witch hunt with Ellie trying to find the stupid NIF for it, because I was like, well, I just forgot about it, because, yeah, you're kind of right, because it was just literally doing everything I already knew how to do, so I got bored with it. But, I don't know. That's why I have fun with quest mods, because there's always something new, and you're always trying to, stretch what you're doing, do some crazy shit.
Yeah, I played around with doing some quest mods. I've done like actual dungeons in that. I just haven't put them any mods yet because they're just not big enough on their own. So it's annoying. You have to do a full mod. um,
That, and by this point, Skyrim is so littered if you download everything that the map is just covered in shit.
yeah, but I intend to do like quest, even if it's just part of the follower for Fallout 4. I mean, it should be a bit easier because like doing stuff like vaults and that isn't like caves where it's lining shit up and just
They don't have a lot of cave pieces either, and most of the tile set pieces I've seen are all along the same like grid pattern. Like they're all 256 by 256 by 224 up, so they're like you can mix and match different pieces pretty easy with a snap. So I don't know how I don't know. I really don't know how many I haven't really paid attention too much in the meshes folder, but it looks like they've got a decent selection of shit to fuck with. And the way the material swap works, it might be really easy to make things look completely different, really easy compared to Skyrim. But I don't know.
yeah.
I hate building like I build the macro, the main part of the dungeon, then I'm just shit after that. Like I fucking hate doing little details and crap.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I kind of like the final result more than I do actually doing it. I don't know why. I like looking at it and thinking, oh, that looks cool. But actually doing it, bit by bit, it's so slow.
Well, just come on board DD Productions, train for Vault 273, and help build shit. No, the I'm actually like out there recruiting people because I'm like, I could do this all on my own, but it'd be faster if people want to help. So fuck it. But then you get your
Oh,
own problems.
maybe I'll sign up. Who knows?
Just have your new follower comment on the quest line when it comes out. I don't even know how to make shit follower friendly with some of the crap I do because I'm gonna have a train ride. Like I'm literally gonna have two trains. Like you're gonna be on a train, then another train's gonna come up with like super mutants fighting you, and you'll have to run. You have to jump back and forth between the trains, right? How the fuck do I make that follower friendly? Like, do they even have jump
Yeah,
animations in
true.
Fallout? Because they sure as hell didn't in Skyrim, which really was annoying. Like,
Well, with Sophia, I just had a teleport whenever you got too far away. That's what I did. So didn't matter if she fell behind.
yeah, but how do I do that with default companions? They're just gonna be killing themselves falling off the train. But
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah.
I guess maybe I could just like have super mutants drop ramps from one train to the other. I don't know. That'd be interesting as fuck to see if I can get this to work.
You had a train for one of your other mods, didn't you?
Yeah, in Discworld,
What method did you use to do that?
I moved the terrain.
What, by script?
No, actually, by NIF animation.
Oh right, yeah, okay, I see how you're doing it now. Right.
But in Fallout, you can actually do it both ways because the Fallout collision actually works really well. Even when you're moving sideways, like even when you're moving horizontal as opposed to vertical. Uh, but it still has that same problem that Skyrim had. Like if you jump, if you're standing on it, it'll move you just fine. It'll move you like 10 times better than Skyrim ever could, right? Like if you're using a translate too.
Yeah.
But if you jump, it still just leaves you behind.
Uh,
So so I'm just gonna duplicate it. Like the when you start the train ride, your train will start moving, and then we'll have the lights flicker. And when the lights flicker to black, like you'll have a blackout for a second. That's when I'll actually make the train stop moving and make the tunnel start moving as you've left the station. So I'm just gonna cheat it.
okay, well, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
You get the same visual effect, and then the other train can pull up next to it, and then that train stops translating, and it still looks like you're traveling because the visual effect looks the same no matter which way you do it. You move the train, like it's your pick.
Well,
And
yeah, as
then
long as it looks good.
so I'm gonna have some interesting times with that one. The I don't know why. I just wanted to have like super mutants fighting on a subway train, like in between the train.
Well, why not? Why not?
Well, I've got to get them far enough away. Like part of my story involves them getting far enough away that launching a missile takes a while to get back to the Commonwealth. And I was sitting there thinking, like, well, fuck, that's a long walk. And I'm like, oh, we'll just give them a train ride, underground, subway train, up north. Just blap. It's kind of how
That
modding works. You just, like, random.
yeah, sounds like a lot of work.
It's like Douglas Adams writing everything. It's like, oh, train of thought. Well, we need this, so bam, reasons. The- I'll make it work.
Yep, I'm sure you will.
Um, so I don't know. What? Here's a good question. What do you think about the community as a whole? Is like, I mean, yeah, my opinions are pretty out there. I don't like like the majority. Well, I don't like the majority of people who comment. Usually, I had to restamp this one because I was like, the majority of people usually just download, walk away, and never comment. I mean, honestly, the majority of commenters are usually useless. But what's your thoughts?
I don't know. I quite like reading the comments. I mean, even the like shit ones are a good laugh and that. I'm just, I just like sharing with Christine, the person I work with. We just have a laugh about it. Just get stupid shit. Kind of thing. Well, for examples, I mean, it's mostly like sexual stuff. And you're like, who the fuck posts that? I mean,
Do they
I'd
want her
be
to work
so
with Sex
embarrassed.
Lab?
I'd be so embarrassed to post. How do I fuck your follower? Just like what? I mean, who words it like
So do you know
that?
what that means? That means you had good parents that taught you, some self-respect. The
Oh, yeah, I guess.
there's like there's like nobody teaches their kids self-respect. Like they're just like, well, just blather out whatever you want and just have no sense of self-worth. Like what the fuck?
That was actually there was a comment once. So someone moaning about Sophia having a lack of self-respect. There was like a literal complaint in the comments. I was like, "What the fuck? It's a fictional character." He was saying, "Oh, she's teaching bad morals, and children might be playing the game." I'm like, "No, they won't. It's a 18 game or whatever."
Yeah,
It's
except for over here in America, they just give their kids whatever they want.
stupid. Some of the comments.
I I don't know. It's I was trying to tell somebody too was they were bitching about my interview with T3NDO, and I was like, see, I was like, your problem is that you wanted X, which I've been giving in every interview, and instead you got Y, and so you opened your mouth. But somebody else who wanted Y would have opened their mouth if I had given them X, because it's the internet. So it doesn't matter what you put out, you're gonna get some little bitch who thinks their opinion really matters, and the fact that what you did was wrong. So it's always
Well, yeah, the mod is always wrong. The users are always right. I mean, I got one saying I totally trashed their computer with my mod. It like exploded or something ridiculous. I was like, what the fuck? How can I follow a mod? Burn your graphics card out and just cause your computer to just totally fuck up. It makes no sense.
I, dude, one of the comments on my ramps, my fucking ramp mod for Fallout, one of them that I just deleted was like, it was like a bug report, and they're like, now raiders keep spawning in the middle of my camp and killing me every time I load the game. I'm like, dude, this thing literally just adds ramps. No, your mod's causing it. When I uninstalled, the raiders are gone. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I
they think they know more than the person that created the mod. It's fucking stupid. I mean, they
just,
just.
I was gonna say, I just wanted to point out that Skype is now giving me advertisements to fly nonstop from LA to Manchester because I'm talking to you. Fuck you, Skype. Mind your own
Well,
business.
I'm getting a Red Bull ad, which is quite strange, really, considering I'm drinking a Red Bull right now, actually.
Oh, is your camera on? Because it's watching you. Like, just roll with it.
I know it. Fucking Microsoft spying on users for ads and shit.
If you got the Xbox Connect on, it's watching you all the time. It really
Nah,
is, dude. That I unplug my Xbox now. I literally like pull the cable out the back every time I'm done with it. I'm like, fuck you, Xbox, because it never turns off.
I don't have an Xbox. I've got PS4, but I've got it came with one of those PlayStation camera things, and I was playing like Call of Duty or something online once, and I was like, you get all those fucking really annoying 12-year-old kids in that, and I was shouting the biggest load of abuse ever. I didn't have the mic on or anything. I was this fucking 12-year-old, little shit. Shut the fuck up! I don't care. Why have you got such a squeaky fucking bollock voice? And yeah, everyone playing the game heard, and I didn't even know because the camera acts as a microphone. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
My favorite with the Xbox before they fixed it was the in like the first month of the Xbox One, I had I would have buddies that would play with their speakers on, right? So when you talked, it would come through their speakers. Well, if you yelled loud enough, Xbox off, it would shut their Xbox down.
Oh yeah, classic.
You'd have to say it really fast, and generally it would shut yours down as well, but it was worth it. The
Yeah.
I was like, that's like the stupidest feature ever. It's people. So I ended up with our friends just yelling Xbox One off, can you confirm or whatever the fuck it was, like just to shut
Oh,
down their games.
I'd love to try something like that.
Trolling people is fun. People don't
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
I keep playing Heroes of the Storm and just trolling people by screaming I'm a tank and picking the siege tank and then just running around and doing stupid shit. I should stream that. That would be funny to stream.
Yeah.
Get my account banned. The I'm really surprised Blizzard hasn't banned my accounts from like everything so far. Fucking stupid Blizzard. Um, So what's your thoughts on paid modding? Let's go with the usual suspects here for a couple of questions.
Uh, uh, that's a tricky one, really, because I don't want to pay for mods, but I want to make money from mods. So it's a tough one. I like
But see, if
two.
you're getting paid for your mods, then you could easily have money to pay for other mods.
Yeah, but you see, I'm a bit of a tight bastard, really. I mean, once I got the money, I don't want to let go of it again.
That's
But
that's a healthy viewpoint for your age. Let me tell you that. That's usually one you don't get till your mid 30s. So that's a good viewpoint. I wish I had it when I was 26.
yeah,
The I yeah, that's actually it's actually very short succinct. That I never thought about it that way because I actually don't really play the games enough to care about modding them. So I'd be like, well, fuck it. But I guess if I did mod, I don't know. I don't have an issue paying a. Yeah, I don't know because I tend to buy games at full price if they're decent games and not wait for sales and shit because I'd rather support people, the game creators and shit. So I don't think I'd have that issue, but I can understand it.
yeah. The problem with paid modding is it's just so open to abuse. Really, I mean, you could release any old shit and slap a £10 price tag on it, and you don't really know it's shit until you've bought it, and you're like, oh fuck.
See, that's where I'm wondering what I'm really curious. Like I'm almost like my mind point. I really think Bethesda's going to go through with it again because if they don't, they are really stupid as a company. Like they need to especially hosting. I mean, Nexus tells you how much it costs to host Nexus. Well, the Bethesda Net whatever is about to open up to what 12 million people. That's more than the Nexus's full registered members are right now, and that's just for one game. So I'm assuming it's going to cost them about the same as far as upkeep. But it's in how they implement it. Will there be a quality control? Will there be something in there for anti-theft? Because that's one of the ones that I'm worried about the most. Like,
Yeah.
am I gonna have to police the fuck out of whatever they put up? Like, that's just gonna make me want to leave modding altogether, not even actually get in there. Because, like, well, I mean, you've seen the rate at which I put out mods, probably. The That's a lot of
Oh
policing.
yeah, yeah. Like you sometimes go on there and there's hot files and like almost all the slots are just like your mods.
I forgot about that when I had four of them. I should have had a snaky pack, like except for apparently there's a rule on Nexus you can't put up a hot files picture that's unrelated because apparently Dark One hates snaky. So I don't know. That's why I was hoping Snaky the Hot Files bat would make it into the Hot Files because then I could legitimately put up a Snaky picture, Snaky the Hot Files snake, because it's Snaky the Hot Files bat. I don't know.
But surely it's your hot files picture, so you can just pick what you want. Surely.
No, no. Apparently, there's a rule on Nexus now after that whole Snaky debacle where you can't put up a Hot Files picture. You cannot change your Hot Files picture to something unrelated to your mod.
Oh, where's the fun in that? I mean, fucking spoil sports.
Dark One actually removed Snaky's picture, the Snaky picture pack that T3NDO put up because he didn't want people putting Snaky in their Hot Files picture. That's fucking priceless. I don't know. I that made me wonder. I was like, well, I keep putting giraffes up for like my other shit. Like, what am I gonna put up for
Yeah,
my perk
gotta
overhaul?
find a new way to troll the Nexus.
Well, me and Fading and Ellie have now been just putting giraffes inside the pictures. Like, if Basement Living is still up there on Nexus and you go look at it, there's a giraffe head peeking out from behind the couch. Yeah.
Oh, gotta check that out.
The things we do when we're bored. Like,
Oh yeah, I never actually noticed that. How did I not notice?
I think Ellie made it for him, if I remember right. I think she
It's sticking
photoshopped
out
it.
the tongue and everything. Oh yeah.
And
Nice.
Ellie's, if you hover over Ellie's, the it's all the way to the right, like behind the description, you'll see a giraffe in the list of pictures. I Yeah, we're just gonna have her keep Photoshop editing if we get a Hot Files like picture. Like if Snaky the Hot Files bat had made it, I would have had like a giraffe behind Snaky, just cause I don't know. This is what we do when we're bored. Everybody listening, we just troll things because trolling shit's funny. I'm sorry. The
Yeah, you can't argue there. I mean, you moan when it happens to you, but then you just you love doing it to other people. It's just one of those
No,
things.
see, my problem is that when it happens to me, I troll back, which then creates a never-ending chain where I just keep digging the hole. So I end up having to stop it. Like, I've been getting so much bitches about my Nexus pages. Like, you just keep deleting comments. I'm like, yeah, because otherwise I'll respond to them, and then my ass gets kicked off of Nexus, not your stupid fuck ass. So I'm just gonna delete
Oh,
your
that's
comment.
that's stupid. I hate that. I mean, I want to like respond to comments and that, but you can't. You can't do anything.
Well,
If
see,
someone,
well, I was just gonna say, and as the user, here's a big one. So I just talked to Salami about. I'd be like, the problem is that as the user, as just a user, you have no fear of getting kicked off a Nexus generally because you can just IP swap, get a new fucking account name, and keep downloading mods like crazy. As a creator, if I get kicked off of Nexus, which just happened, the I mean, if they ban me again permanently, whatever, I can't come back and start uploading mods again. My work is pretty fucking obvious, and that's, I mean, if Ellie got banned and then suddenly a new person logged in and started putting up house mods that were gorgeous, some people might suspect.
oh yeah, yeah, because yeah, I mean, each modder has their own style and that. I mean,
Yeah, mine
you'd
is name shit by smacking the keyboard with my fist. Yeah.
yeah. Mine's just like really fucking random dialogue that makes no sense, just out of nowhere. Sophie will just be walking along and just say the most random shit, like she's got a front wedgie or stop looking at my boobs, and people will be like, "What the fuck?"
You should go with the schizo character. Like, just make her completely schizo and Fallout.
Oh, well, it's tempting.
Make her like a really bad D&D character, and every time combat starts, roll a dice, and if she rolls a 1, she just helps whoever you're fighting and gets faction aligned to them.
Hmm.
Dude, that would be so dickish.
Yeah, would I really want such a backlash though to deal with? I mean, it's already bad enough we use it at the moment. They just send you loads of pointless messages via PM that are literally just. I don't know why they don't just put it in the comments. I mean, it's stupid.
My favorite is I have a list up there that's like posts that will get you banned from my files for life. And so generally, actually, after putting that sticky up for the past couple of months, those comments are really minimal. Like my ban list is maybe 25 people. It's not crazy, but it's like I enforce it rigorously. But now they send it to me in PMs and ask the same stupid shit. So I'm like, really? So you thought it was okay to PM me with something I didn't want you leaving a comment about?
Oh, I've had some crazy PMs. I mean, once, literally, some guy tried hitting on me. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't understand it to begin with. Like, uh, but then I found out that he thought I was the voice actress to Sophia.
It's not like
So I
you
was
even hide your name in your fucking
like,
Nexus
I'm
name
like,
for
it
Christ's
says
sake.
John Jarvis. I mean, how many fucking girls you know called that? Um, but but yeah, I mean, he really didn't get it, and then I was like, you do know I'm a guy, right? And he was like, he was off like a shot. I've got to be going now, kind of thing.
So you're British. So please tell me you've seen Red Dwarf.
Uh, mm,
No, fuck. I thought that was like a key to being. It's a late '80s to early '90s British sci-fi comedy, and you were just reminding
yeah,
me of
a
the
bit
start
before
of it.
my time, really.
Yeah, you're reminding me of the start. The guy like wakes up from stasis on the ship, and he's the idiot character, and he's walking around asking the computer where everybody's at, and the computer has to repeat like 45 times. They're dead, Dave. They're all dead, Dave. Dave, they're dead, Dave. That's how it feels explaining to some people. I had one guy who couldn't figure out where the stars in the Fallout in my perk tree. Um, the top level stars are like capped at 9, but I made the perk go to 12. So when you take random stars that don't up the strength or whatever or perception, it doesn't fill the star, right? So you'll go from level 3 to 5 and it'll only fill 1 star. And there was like the dude was like freaking out about it. And my bug reports, it took like 6 replies. And I literally in every one kept going, the stars mean nothing. They're just a visual bug.
Uh,
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's the love of doing this shit that just I don't I like creating. I just like making shit. It's
yeah, same. I mean, I'm very creative. I do. Well, you can probably guess music as well. DJ John Jarvis.
it
If
was
you
an
didn't
educated
guess,
guess.
yeah. So yeah, I like doing creative stuff. Yeah.
So, I don't know what the fuck else to ask and talk about. Fucking, it's goddamn 3:30 a.m. fuck,
Yeah.
fuck people on the other side of the planet. Damn. That's actually that's also what's kind of cool because it's like when you work together with other like I was gonna say I'm not sure because now I cannot remember what Christine sounds like. I would guess she's American though, right? Or is she English?
She's Dutch.
Dutch. So there you
Yeah,
go. When you
but
work
she
with
speaks
people,
very good English. So.
she does speak very good English. Yeah, I was gonna say when you're modding, you get connected with people from all over the fucking world, which is just fun. I don't know. I
Well, yeah, me and Christine, we don't we. I mean, we spend more time just chatting about random shit and you know playing games than actually doing the whole modding thing together. So
you should see our group chat. You can join our group chat if you want after this. If you want to see psycho shit going on all the time, but the it's like everybody's in this stupid thing, and generally it's like random T3NDO sending racist memes, and then apparently he does that in every group chat he's part of.
so what would be an example?
Oh what? Oh racist memes.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, the one he sent yesterday had the backside of the Skyrim picture of this huge naked black dude just from the back, like completely naked, like at Schlongs of
What the
Skyrim or
fuck?
something, chasing like four little kids through the farms. I was like, what the fuck? Like there's nothing even like me, it's just a picture. I was like, what? Wow. And then he sent one the other day. He sent one the other day of like a legless kid in some other country, and there's another kid in front of that kid holding chalk, and the kid with the chalk had drawn a chalk outline of feet around the kid who had no legs. The yeah, he sent some
Pretty
pretty
random shit. Yeah,
pretty fucked up shit. And we just yapping it back and forth. It's
yeah,
Ellie randomly rage quits, and then the comes back. That's why the staff was named the Eleonora. People are like, "What the fuck? Why is it named that?" I'm like, "Much like the real Eleonora, it's temperamental and will do whatever it wants." It's just, she didn't try to kill me yet, so I was happy. The but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's kind of fun with it. Like I don't know. I wish I played more games. Like I don't really. I think I'm just getting too old. I'm like fucking put me in a first person shooter. I just get my ass kicked all the time now. It's
yeah. I feel like I'm getting old and I'm only 26. So
modding ages you 10 times
yeah.
faster. You get wise beyond your years, and then cynical. Jesus Christ, did I not hold on? I did not silence Skype, and so they're fucking talking in the chat. Jesus. Now everybody listening is gonna bitch at me. There
What's
we go.
happened?
I was getting Skype messages, but I was getting the noises. I thought I had muted my Skype.
Oh, I didn't hear him.
No, you wouldn't hear them. But when I put the video up, it'll be there, and then people will get all bitchy again. Like when I live stream, I forget to mute Skype all the time, and people will start checking their Skype because they hear the noise, and it's like fuck. That's because I'm terrible at this shit. Like I don't know. I mostly started this because YOLO. I just want to get to know people because it's kind of interesting. Everybody's got different walks of life. Some people hate the fucking community like me. Other people don't give a shit like you. Other people like them. I like fading. They're
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I don't give a shit about anything really. That's pretty much my personality.
It's probably a good stable one to have for modding. It's
Yeah.
part of mine I brought up is because somebody was bitching about the like you should grow a thicker skin because I'm just like deleting anything negative if it's not like I'll leave criticism, and I've put that up there. I'm like criticism without reason or the approach you would take to fix it. It isn't criticism. It's just you being a dick with your opinion. Like, does that make sense? Like if you're gonna tell
Yeah.
me that X is wrong, well, tell me how to fix it. That I'll leave up, even if you're being really nasty about it. As long as you say something that's productive, it makes more sense to me. But it's like I got people working with me, and it's like, well, I got people who are actually donating their time to make my vision come to fruition. It's like, fuck you. If you're going to say something negative about them, I will ban you from my file.
I just tend to leave comments like that just to laugh at, really. I mean,
I don't know. I think my
but
problem is that I'll end up responding sooner or later, and then I'm not the nicest person in the world.
uh,
And I think moderators got a trigger finger for me already, so I've got to watch my ass.
yeah, I just want to post something really sarcastic and witty, you know, but
It's like you just want to. I'm gonna start doing what 23NDO did and just start giving them random stories that have nothing to do with what they asked. Like, just start making up stories about something that happened in your life, and then just end it with okay. Just don't argue with them at all.
so what's their reaction to that usually?
I don't know. He just gave me a screenshot of the one he sent, and I didn't really. I'm gonna have to go like troll through his comments just cause the. I don't know. I usually just tell people that I hope their parents die of AIDS and shit because I'm just not nice. Like, I go to 11. It's like, oh, you shot me with a BB? Well, here's a nuclear missile. Yeah.
Well, you know, they're being arseholes, so they deserve it, really. So.
That's what I feel. That's like every time I post on Reddit about how I love being a slave to the ungrateful freeloading masses, it gets downvoted to hell. I lose like all my upvotes for a month and like 2 comments when I get pissy at people because they don't want to hear that. Poor ass user base, even if it's true. Yeah, I don't know. Meh. I don't know where else to go. Anything you want to yap about?
I don't know.
You should be more awake than I am.
You're the one doing the interview. You're supposed to
It's
ask
not
me
a
questions.
it's not an interview. We're just yapping. It's just talking. Fuck interview. I thought about writing down like a whole list of questions at some point, and then I know exactly what would happen. I'd forget which ones I asked, and then I would like start reading it and being like, "What kind of asshole wrote these questions?" And I'm the asshole who wrote the question. Like I don't do well with scripts. They I think it's better to go like freestyle with it anyway. I don't know. I mean there's everything I've asked like everybody else so far too. It's just, I don't know. I kind of like it more just to get to know somebody. Like actually your music. Talk about your music cuz I haven't seen like what kind do you like to do? That's actually I'm more curious cuz I'm in the market for somebody to do music.
Um, well, just dance, trance, hardcore, that kind of stuff.
Okay, I'm not in the music. No. Could you imagine putting that in Skyrim as like battle music?
Yeah.
It worked in Final Fantasy VII, right? They had like Metallica remixes and shit, didn't they? Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
but my stuff's not really Metallica kind of stuff. It's more like hands in the air rave, you know.
Imagine if somebody I did a turn-based combat thing in Skyrim, sort of like Final Fantasy, where when you hit a guy, it would be like choo choo choo, and then it would teleport you to an arena, and you'd have to choose, and it was turn-based, right? Imagine if somebody did that, and it was like a DDR thing, because they throw dance animations at us, right? So let's like fucking they had a ton of them for Skyrim, didn't they? And you could just have people dancing, and you have to pick the dance to beat the. Okay, that's really
That is
great.
such a
I'm
good
sorry.
idea, actually.
That's a terrible idea, but it'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh, no, I think it's a good idea.
You have to have instead of fighting your way across the wasteland, you have to have dance battles. You got served.
You should do that. You should.
Super mutants dancing. Oh my god, did you know you can apply animations from humans and super mutants to each other, right?
No, I didn't
Because
know that.
they use the same bone structure, but the bones are bigger for the super mutants than the humans. So if you send an animation event to a super mutant that's the same for a human, it like warps their skeleton because it doesn't really warp. It warps their mesh because their skeleton does the animation, but the bones are bigger, so everything just warps all over the place.
Yeah.
I put strong into a thinking pose, and his arms just like his upper arms got like tiny, and his fucking hand got like huge on his chin. I don't know why that's gonna be funny, but I assume you could do the same thing with humans. Give them super mutant poses or something and just watch them grow. Or shit just gets huge like an ape.
Well, I've never tried experimenting with that stuff, so.
Sometimes I wonder if Bethesda even knows like 10% of the shit that can ever happen. It seems to me like they just like, well, this is a good idea, let's do it. Blah. Yeah.
I just wonder what Bethesda's reaction is when they come on the Nexus and they look at the front page of all the mods on there.
Oh,
I mean,
on Skyrim especially.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, you must just. Well, you know what's on the Skyrim front page at the moment. I mean,
well, that's another fun one. Actually, I do not know exactly what's on there at the moment. Is it the teen sexy followers ones? Let me see.
Yeah,
I'm curious. Is that still up there? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I actually pulled up. I was actually curious, so I pulled up sassy teen girls to see if they actually made them as a never nude, because I was gonna report the fuck out of them, because that's just, they're probably marriageable though. Fucking people. My favorite on the hot files, I remember seeing this the other day. Custom high elf voiced follower. They just used the default voice for her.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, it's there now. What? How can it be custom voice?
That's what I was saying.
That is just.
I was like, is this what it takes now? Jesus.
Most of them just fucking clickbait followers, no effort whatsoever.
The one thing that I love that happens with Skyrim still, because I'm looking at it right now. It happens with Skyrim and it happens with Fallout. Sassy Teen Girls is in the fucking hot files, right? A file that's just been uploaded is Requiem Sassy Teen Girls patch. Like, fucking people just glom onto shit in the hot files and try to make things for it all the time. I don't retexture patch for this. I'm just like, what the fuck? Make some.
So let me
mods.
see, Sassy Teen Girls. 600 endorsements already, 313 comments. Wow.
And they're all fully voiced. They're with vanilla voices.
Yeah, of course. People sure do like their underage girls. It's kind of
yeah.
disturbing.
At least the other ones are off the hot files now, aren't they? The like 8-year-olds. Like, Jesus Christ. Dude, there was a thread. Oh my god, I don't know if you saw it in the mod talk, where somebody was bitching about how like one of the 9-year-old looking girls was using the CBBE body, and are we supporting child porn mods now? Yeah.
Do these mods even get removed or anything?
No, because they leave the patch on them in NIF that gives them, like a bra and panties, so it's technically legal.
Oh, I see. All right, and then everyone just goes, "Oh, install CBBE."
Well, no, they already have CB. You actually don't tell them that, because that was like the excuse. Even 4 came in and was bitching about it. And they were saying, well, you guys are telling people how to make them pedo mods. Like, it's like, seriously, how hard is it to Google body swap on them? You can just move the fucking mesh textures, and like, Jesus Christ. At least maybe that's easy to us, but yeah, that was their excuse for it. They're like, it's not child porn now, but you're telling them how to do it, like, in 2 easy steps. I was like, Google could tell them how to do it in 2 easy steps. Like, Jesus. I don't know. I don't fault the Nexus as much for it, because they just want to boast themselves as a file hosting site. That's fine, but fucking hell, I really hate the community sometimes.
Well, yeah, technically they are within the rules, but it's dodgy grounds.
See, my argument about it too is what I got pissed is because and actually they fixed it. And I was actually dead on they did that unique downloads fix thing, right? Where now it actually shows the actual unique downloads your mod had, instead of, if you had 10 different versions of the mod and each one received 100,000 downloads, they would say you had 1 million unique downloads.
Oh yeah, I know.
Even if it was the same 100,000 people downloading it 10 different times at 10 different files. So they were having that argument in one of the fucking feedback sections, and I was bitching. I was telling them that, like, Dark One had actually brought up that 4.7 million people or something have downloaded CBBE, so people, the most popular nude body mod, and I said, do you not understand how your own... That's actually what brought up the fix. I even told him, I says, do you not know how your own unique downloads work on your own site? I was like, it counts every version. CBBE is on like version 3.26 or something. It's had like fucking 14, 15 iterations minimum. I was like, the actual number of unique downloads per mod is generally about 60% of what it actually shows. I was like, the number for CBBE is closer to 2 to 2.5 million. Well, when they fixed it, CBBE was at like 2.4. I was like, fucking, it's not as many people as you think. It's still a lot, but
How did it take them so long?
nobody brought it up. It's been 2 years, 2.5 years since that shit had been out. That's what I was telling Dark One. I was like,
But then again, I suppose it's very convenient for the mod authors and that, you know.
oh, dude,
Oh, look how many downloads I've got.
I
Just ignore the other number next to it.
I jewed the hell out of it. Like, I would fucking, because when you release an update, it prompts people to endorse your file, and endorsements are the only way into hot files. Like, that's just it. It's just blanket endorsements. Like, if you have the most endorsements, you get into hot files within that week, right? So what I'll do is, if I have to do an update for my mod, like right off the rip, if somebody reports something, I'll wait 2 days. I'll wait till it has about 800 to 1,000 downloads, and then I'll do an update at that point. Even if it doesn't need an update, I will add something to the mod to update it. So it then prompts everybody to endorse the mod because they've already downloaded it. Which is cheesy, but fuck it. I'm going to work the system. I'm not making fucking waifu bitch-ass followers by the dozens, like fucking wits. I hate that. But I see, that's part of my problem with it. Like, my argument is that, okay, so say you've got, let's just simplify it for ease sake, right? Say you have 10 people downloading mods, right?
Yeah.
And let's say by the downloads would be if it makes hot files. So let's say a porn mod comes out, 3 people download it, and the porn mod goes straight to the top of hot files because the other 7 people are downloading 6 different mods that they like individually different because they like this weapon, they like this weapon, they like this quest mod. So the next time a porn mod comes out, those same 3 people download it again, and maybe a 4th person. The next time a porn mod comes out, those same 3 people download it again, while those other 7 are still downloading 6 different mods every time. So while it may look like the stupid teen mods, porn mods, etc. are the majority to the outside viewer, the problem is that they just always download the porn mods. So 30% of the people always downloading one type of mod will always push it into hot files.
Yeah, I've noticed that actually. If you go in the comments, I see the same few people on every single like top comment saying the same thing over and over. It is literally the same people.
And it's a terrible indication because they're like, well, that's what the majority want. And I'm like, no, that's what the unified minority want. There's a difference.
Yeah, they seriously need to rework this hot file system, and it's just at the moment it just makes it look like a porn site, you know. I mean, I don't mind those kind of mods. I mean, I don't download them, but
well, see, and I was telling people too, they like, some people would end up hating me or whatever. I was like, I really don't have an issue with like even pedophile mods, and the use of therapy would be good instead of like just locking people up. Let's give them an outlet, but that's my libertarian stance. But put it in a different part of this. Like, we were having that argument, like the adult, like you can flag something as adult. Well, these stupid waifu followers that are like, don't ever go nude, but they're 12 years old and have sexualized bodies and faces, that's not classified as adult, so that's just going to go right to the front page anyway. And then the shit that is classified as adult, they're in the same boat. If somebody puts out a tentacle rape mod, and I put out a mod that uses the F-bomb in the dialogue, they're both labeled as adult and thrown into the same spot. So
what I think they should do is they should have at least, you know, split some of them into categories. Otherwise, it's all going to be just followers or all just such and such mods, you know.
Followers and weapons. It's for Fallout especially. It's what's the easiest thing is to install, right? So if you can get 30% of the people, like I said, that's all you need to do something easy. And installing a weapon is easy. Installing a follower is easy. You install the follower, it's done, right? The moment you add any type of complication or it's a quest that might not appeal to certain people, you end up with more sparsed out downloads over time. Like, if you notice, these followers, they get like a ton of downloads in the first 2 weeks, and that's it. I mean, you go back and look at some of them that were hot a long time ago, they've gotten like, you know, they've gotten 20,000 downloads in the first 2 weeks, and then over the next year and a half, they get like 1,000 to 2,000 more tops. Whereas you get a
Yeah.
good quest mod, it generally doubles over the next year as well because people will get it slowly and get it as they want, and they'll actually search for the quest mods and shit. Whereas you have a new waifu follower every fucking 3 days.
I know.
Excuse me.
I
I
mean,
yeah.
hopefully I don't get dumped into that category because I actually did put work into it. I mean, and I did start creating some quests for it, but how lazy I am. In fact, bits of the quest are left in the mod if you
Well,
open it up.
yours is actually one of the let me see. I think you have like what 200,000 on it or something crazy. Like what the fuck is it? Most downloaded. Let's see. Sophia, wait, no, there's no way you have 733,000 unique. Okay, I was like, if you had 733,000 unique, I'd be like, Jesus, man, the 343,000 unique is still fucking good after that patch. Like, that's actually really really strong. That's probably one of the strongest follower mods on there. Probably what Inigo, whatever the fuck his name is, Inigo, something like that. And then like, so that's pretty good. You beat my followers out the ass by 10 to 1. So I mean, it does show they'll download quality over it. It just the problem is that it takes them 2 days to pump out these stupid slut followers because you have a template, and then it takes you a year and a half to put out Sophia. So they're going for the max reward to time, which brings us back to that whole paid modding. There might just be tons and tons of shit on the fucking paid modding thing. I mean, imagine if they put out 30 mods that got 10% of your downloads each. They're going to have 3 times your total downloads for less amounts of work than, you see what I'm saying with that? It's just going to be kind of, I don't know. That there's a lot of cons and pros that I'm so just dreading. I don't know how it's going to be handled. I don't even think Bethesda knows how it's going to be handled.
Yeah. So what do you think about your mods being on consoles and that? Are you going for that or?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I tend to never slave mine to anything. So like what you did with Sophia, I mean, you're just a vanilla framework. So
Yeah.
it shouldn't be really hard at all to just pop them into whatever, make it the BSA so they can send it over to a console. I think the people who are going to have issues are the ones who use like Skyrim script extender and then have to have another mod that's slave to. I think that's where they're going to start running into issues with consoles. Because you imagine the console user is just going to want to click go play, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of want to keep my shit a little bit more simplified and unified as far as just like one mod go. Plus, they don't do anything too crazy. Like, there's no massive running scripts like item sorters and shit or tons of texture overhauls. Like, it just uses vanilla shit. Maybe some new models and meshes and textures and guns and shit, but nothing that's going to overload a console, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how much a console can take, really. I mean, a lot of games they already start to lag on, so.
That's why, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to buy it for console clearly for testing my mods. Like that's something that's gonna piss me off. Is like testing my mods. I'll have to find somebody who has a console that has the fucking
Fuck
game.
that. I'm not buying it again. It's not worth it. I'll just get users to test it. Pretty much like I do at the moment. I'm too lazy to test my own mod too much. I just let the users complain about it.
I saw your bug report section. It's like there's so many bug reports, and then your own users are fixing shit. It's starting to get that way with my perks. I was kind of happy. I was like, shit, answering the same question 900 times, and then at least sometimes the users are coming by and actually fixing shit for people. But I don't know. I think it'll consoles can take a lot. I think the problem's going to be is that the console users don't know about, like, if you install tons of texture overhauls and let's add more trees and let's add touch of green and next thing you know you're lagging every 3 seconds because you just installed the 4 stupidest mods to fucking install on a console.
I mean, console users especially are not going to have a clue at all. I mean, they just think it doesn't take anything to run them.
Yeah, and they're strong systems. I just don't think they can take it's going to be interesting. It will definitely be interesting. Like some of the shit we can get away with at interior cells, consoles can't, Like I made my craftable shadow lights, and the first thing I did was I plopped 45 of them on a wall right next to each other to see if my computer would crash. And then instead of crashing, it just went down to like 1 frame per second. But it's like if somebody did that in a console, the console would just shit itself. It'd be to like 15 lights and just die. So I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see because Bethesda's not going to have this shit on their front page like we have. Like they're not going to have sassy teenage followers of the CBD body because they will get crucified as a company. So and they won't have sex mods. They won't have they're going to limit what's going to be on their front page. So which gives
I think they're going to handpick actually.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're going to handpick the good mods which they want to show. Like featured staff pick or whatever.
I think if it's paid, I might agree with you on that. I think if they're doing it freebie, I don't think they're going to moderate as much as we're going to want them to.
Yeah, I suppose it's that.
I think if it's paid, they might do it because they'll probably try to promote shit that'll get you to buy DLC and shit.
So how do you think they're going to handle paid modding with like the trouble it caused before exactly?
I don't know because they're so goddamn silent. Like the trouble it caused before would have been mitigated if a month prior they had started talking to the community. Like even if they just gotten the hate out a month before, like they would have had successful paid modding. But
I know it's just like, yep, here you go. Here's a load of mods. We won't inform you. They're paid.
well, and part of that problem too was something I brought up with somebody else. You know that when they did the paid modding for Steam, nobody got any new paid mods up, right? All the mods that were up when it started were the only ones you could buy because any mod that you put up for sale had to wait a week before it would actually go up for sale, right? So it started on a Monday, and the only way to get, I think it was a Monday, whatever. It's like it's like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. So let's say it started on Monday. The mods that people who had been in the beta for it, they got their mods up for sale, which is why none of them talked, by the way. Because they basically got in, they were going to be the only ones who could have their mods sold for a week. And that got some animosity too from not just the community, but from the mod authors in the community. Because that was basically like, they basically went and bribed other mod authors to come, work on the beta program for it. And they didn't say anything about it. So, yeah, everybody's like, well, Chesco got death threats and shit. Well, Chesco got probably a decent amount of money in that first 4 or 5 days as well. Like,
Well, unless they cancelled it because, they pulled the whole thing.
I don't think they refunded, did they? They might have refunded. I might be wrong on it. I just remember some of the other people saying they've made more money in that 4 days than they ever made in years of donations, which is great. Except for you were the only little bitches allowed in the program, so you wonder why people are hating on you.
Actually, I've done alright on donations.
I've done pretty good. I bought a fucking 980 off my donations from Fallout. I was happy, which it came at a really good time because my other graphics card shit itself. But people have been pretty generous this time around, which has been nice. But I don't know. I really don't know how they're gonna handle it because they're really stupid. They're fucking when they started the beta test for Fallout for the CK, what's his face? Fucking Grandstaff contacted me about it, and which basically made me instantly get out of the program because I'm an asshole. And they wanted me to sign an NDA and shit, and I was like, why don't you just tell people you're doing the beta for it and stop all this secrecy shit? That's I literally told Grandstaff that. I'm like, you saw how well it worked with you for Modding Gate, and then I asked him if I could hit somebody with a wiffle ball bat that made the settlement keyword cap, and then he was like, they don't condone violence, and I was like, are you sure? You guys have taught me that violence solves everything. I've played your games, and you never talked to me again. So I basically burned my invitation to the CK beta, which I'm okay with. I really think they make stupid decisions as a company. Like, it seems like they make them all from the lawyer perspective and make as much money as possible perspective, which can fuck them really hard because as much as people say they give a shit about the community and crap, they really don't because they had no fucking clue what was coming when they did that shit the last time. Which all they had to do was talk to anybody in the community for 10 minutes and they would have known.
I'm surprised they didn't see it coming a mile off.
They saw a market for money and that's what they saw. Which you can't fault them for it too much. Their job is to make tons of money. So, but you can fault them for the stupidity and how they did it. The
And the way they just pulled out as well. I mean, it made them look like they were
actually
just surrendering, you know.
actually that was Steam that pulled out. It wasn't Bethesda.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it was Steam that pulled out, and it wasn't because Bethesda was. I They did it on a. It was a Thursday, I believe, when they started this shit. 'Cause we went 5 days, so it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Monday was the end. Yeah, so 5 days. So they implemented it on Thursday. Fridays when the shit started to hit the fan, all of like Bethesda went on weekend break Saturday and Sunday and did nothing. So that was what their problem was. There was no press announcement. There was no nothing. Whoever the fuck that owner dude's name is of Steam was off doing something as well for that weekend. And so like nothing, basically just the shit was hitting the fan and nobody was cleaning it off. So it went to hell really fast. It was the worst case scenario. But
Oh yeah, I remember that drama. It's
but
it's
that
always fun just sitting back watching watching what goes down.
Oh, I was helping fuel the flames because I was actually pissed about the cut and the legalese. Like the legalese is what's really going to kill me on Bethesda Net if they do it the same way, because basically the way Steam's legal agreement read was that if something went wrong, whatever, you couldn't sue Steam, but you could sue the creator, and Steam would literally hand you all their information without a second thought. Steam offered no protection for the creators, for the mod creators.
You could
And,
sue the creator.
oh yeah, it was literally
So,
fucking
what?
terrible.
Seriously?
Oh yeah.
That's fucking bullshit. How can you sue someone over a mod?
Oh dude, are you kidding me? I had this argument with my in-laws too and with other people about this shit, and they don't understand it. The people invest a ton of time into video games, right? And
Yeah.
so that's a ton of time, and you can sue people, especially in America. I'm not saying I agree with it one way or the other, but you can sue somebody over loss of whatever, loss of time into whatever. So if you spent 50 hours on a game and you downloaded somebody's mod and you paid for it, because that's the problem. You end up with consumer laws when you pay for something. So if they paid for your mod and they play for 10 hours and then you find out it broke their game, they actually do have a legitimate right to sue you for 10 hours of lost time.
That's fucking bullshit.
But they paid for it though. You end up with consumer laws, and some countries actually have stronger consumer laws than we do. In America, well, actually, our consumer laws are generally shit. I'd be more afraid of getting sued in Australia or actually the UK, because digital consumer laws are actually stronger in your country in Australia. The fact that nobody's been like the fact that none of these big game companies have been sued over their end user license agreements are broken games. I think some people are suing some of the games that have been like released broken now recently, which is I think a good thing. I really really hate it when you buy a game and then you find out that you're just beta testing for them for a month. Like that's bullshit. Like they're basically releasing a broken game that isn't finished. You've paid for it, and then you can't even play shit. Like Ubisoft, anyone? Division, immersive line simulator. Like it's actually a valid lawsuit, because the moment money changes hands, you end up with an issue, and it's a valid one. And the problem is that uh well, I mean, it's the same issue. Think about it the same way. You're like, can you sue somebody over a mod? Well, they paid for it. It's the same thing. Can you sue somebody over a post-it note? Like, yes, you can, because you bought it, right? And if it doesn't live
Got a
up to
paper cut or something.
if it doesn't live up to the expectation of what you paid for, and the agreement therein that when you paid for it that it would work and it would do its intended function, then yeah, you can sue for it. And but the problem is that, get this though, this is where the disconnect was from me. Like I don't know if it'll happen. I think it will, because I think people, when they see money start to move, they'll get a little more greedy, because suing you, John, or me, Darren, is way the fuck easier than suing Bethesda or Steam. Because if somebody opens a lawsuit against me, I luckily have recourse. I have a family of lawyers. So nobody's getting to me. I'm not that scared of it, and I would actually make a company before I started selling mods. But most mod users wouldn't. Mod creators wouldn't. They would create the mods, and then somebody would see that they have 1 million downloads. Their mod broke their game. If they can actually prove it, they've got a valid lawsuit. They'd sue them. What's that person going to do?
But the thing is, Bethesda claim all rights to any mod you make.
No,
so
incorrect.
technically they own it.
Bethesda actually claims the right to use, not the actual rights to your mods. It's actually
Oh, I
real.
see.
Yeah, Bethesda's run by lawyers. Their legalese protecting their own asses is really strong. Their legalese protecting you is not. The but I mean that's just the thing though. It's like when you sell so when you sell a toy that has lead in it, right? Say you're Sears or whatever, and you sell a toy to a kid that has lead in it. The kid eats the toy, gets sick. You know who the parents sue? They sue Sears. But they do, because then Sears has to fight the lawsuit, and when Sears loses, then Sears sues the Chinese company that sold them the lead toy, right? Because when you're a company that's selling a product from somebody you're buying it from, you're a stopgap. That's how the legalese is supposed to work. If you're selling the product from somebody else, it's your job to actually check it. Like if Bethesda's selling the product, if Steam's selling the product, it's their job to check to see if it has stolen assets, right? Because they're profiting off it. But they basically said, nope, not our job. You can sue the use. It was fucking stupid. Like, do you use 3ds Max or anything?
Yeah.
You use a student version, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no fucking way in hell you're paying the $5,000 for that mod. So,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
so using the student version is free, right? If you sold if you sold a mod and you made $1 and you used 3ds Max to make anything in that mod, you're breaking the law to like $250,000 fine for software theft, right?
Well, yeah.
Do you know what's interesting about this? Not only you, because you profited off it, right? So if you sold a mod and you made $1, Bethesda made $3. Bethesda's actually more culpable than you because of the profit difference, because they profited off of your crime without checking or having any stopgap. So that whole Steam thing they had set up without any type of curation could actually have really bit them in the ass, because you can't claim ignorance. Well, I didn't know they were using it. You just made, $100,000 off of people using stolen, well, not stolen, but illegally using the software they were given by 3ds Max, by Autodesk. But they had nothing there. They were literally trying to play the, I don't know what I don't know what they're thinking. Like, at some point, I hope it bites them in the ass. I hope Autodesk sues the shit out of them. I hope somebody just fucking rails Steam or rails Bethesda, because these companies think they can get away with a lot of this. Now, see, I'm going off on like a 10-minute rant without talking. Sorry. It's like, but you see what I'm saying?
I do
It's
the
like,
same, don't worry.
that was actually my biggest bitch about it. It wasn't really the percentage cut was really fucking Jewy. Like, you hear about Dota 2 modding? They're doing a 70-30 in favor of the people creating the mods. 70-30. Bethesda was like, no, you can have 25%. That's good enough.
25% was that all?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh.
And,
Well,
and, and 25% is fair on Fallout mods. And there's a reason why, is because it's a new game. We have a couple million people on PC playing the game, and you're going to have 10 million on console, which means your potential buyer base is 10 million plus people, right? So a 25% cut is not terrible in that scenario. With
yeah.
Skyrim, you had what? 400,000 to a million people who were still playing the game? Like, your buyer base was so garbage that if everybody had downloaded your mod for $1, everybody who was playing the game, your best case scenario was making like $250,000 at best, which is like that's literally like never gonna happen. You're gonna get like 1 to 2% downloading your shit. So I mean, they were just the legalese. The fact that they weren't even trying to protect their investment is what was really shit. Because imagine the publicity if one person had gotten sued and their entire life ruined because I mean, if you just upload the mod as a person, people can come after you for everything you're worth when they buy something from you if you're working as an independent contractor. And it's the same in the UK as well. It's just a little bit more lenient in that regard. Like, America's pretty stupid.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever heard of it happening here.
Yeah, I I think it's only a matter of time. I mean, there's plenty of things people haven't sued about, but it took 10 years for people to start suing about. And I think video games are on that cusp because it makes so much fucking money, and some of the shit they do is so underhanded. Early access games, anybody? Yeah. I mean, people are suing over fuck Star Citizen.
No, I don't know what that is.
It was kickstarted. They crowdfunded it. it's an open world space simulator thing, right? It looks amazing, it looks fucking great, but they crowdfunded it to the tune now of $61 million. $61 million is, I think, is what it's at, has been put into this thing. But their initial Kickstarter was for like 2 million or something, right? But in their
Yeah.
initial Kickstarter, they were basically like, we'd get the game done in 2 years. Well, it's been 3, and they're still making it bigger and bigger because they keep getting more and more money. Well, it's been 3 fucking years and $60 million, and they just keep making the game bigger. So people started to sue to get their initial money back or sue them for damages because they lied. And I don't know. I think that's coming soon because these early access pieces of shit games that people buy into and then they never come out, that's deserving of a lawsuit. I mean, you bought something and then it never got finished. That's it's refund territory. I mean, just because it's digital, just because it's a game, doesn't mean it's not actual commodity. I mean, if you walked into a restaurant and you bought a cheeseburger and fries and they never gave it to you and then kicked you out of the restaurant, I mean, think about it. It's that's liable for damages. It's the same way with a mod. If they bought Sophia and then in the first 10 minutes she didn't work, and that's where you're gonna have issues because of mod conflicts. In the first
Oh
10 minutes,
yeah,
yeah,
fuck yeah.
yeah. So 10 minutes in, she doesn't work, and basically she turns and attacks the character and tries to kill them, and then they can't kill her because he's essential, and they have to disable her with console. Then they want a refund. Then I mean, you see, that's where I think it's gonna get interesting to say the
Yeah,
least.
and you got to prove that it's the user's fault.
Yeah, because the burden of proof is going to be, I mean, it should be on them as the accuser, but you're still going to have to prove the shit. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's that here in California, as for curiosity's sake, there's actually a guy, this is legit, there's a dude who's in a wheelchair, and he drives up and down the whole California, the state, and he goes to restaurants and he finds people who are in violation of the handicap laws, even if they're old. Like the new handicap laws, if you have a handle in the bathroom, it's supposed to be between 34 and 36 inches. He goes in with a tape measure and measures it, and if it's below 34 or above 36, he then files a suit against that company for damages, and they have to settle the suit with him, and they basically just pay him $1,000 to shut the fuck up. That's how frivolous lawsuits can get. Literally, he makes a living. Whenever he needs cash, he just goes out to eat all the time and goes to the bathroom and finds a place who doesn't fit, because a lot of the places were built, 40 years ago before they changed the laws for handicapped people. And then he files a suit against them, and then they literally have to pay him cash or whatever, and then fix the damage, that whatever it was as well. It's fucking. That's how stupid lawsuits are. People don't realize this. Yeah, no. Want to come vacation in America? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm worried about going there now. Didn't do anything.
There's just, I don't know. Stupid people are stupid, and you've seen the stupid use. But I mean, the moment there's money involved, that's what I'm saying. People will find a way to exploit it. And like you said, they'll exploit it in multiple ways. You'll have the people that are just throwing out follower mods and bullshit and a crowbar for $2.99.
Oh yeah, did people actually buy that?
Oh yeah, there was like hundreds. You gotta realize that guy that put out that crowbar, I think, probably made at least $300-400. It was some Dota modder that they had gotten in to do modding for Skyrim because let's get people from fucking other games to come to the early. Say yeah. Oh good. We've got Chain Bikini CBBE on the front of Nexus, or not on the front, but new up file for Nexus or for Fallout. I can't even. I don't know why I hit refresh just now. I was like, why did I do it? I do like the ones that are like all settlers have been turned to female.
Yeah, mate. It makes sense. Yeah.
All the males would be dead, right? That was my logic with killable children. I'm like, these children wouldn't be pussies. They've seen some shit. Like, these children would be kicking your ass. Like, give the children weapons and shish kebabs and shit. Fucking, that's what would happen. Like, I want to see some Children of the Corn mod. Like, I want to see somebody. Oh, what was it? You play Fallout 3 in New Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay, one of them had like a whole village of children, didn't it?
Oh right, you mean Little Lamplight? Yeah.
Yeah, was that Fallout 3?
Fallout 3. Yeah.
I want to see some shit like that where the kids are just like assholes and cannibals or something.
Yeah.
I just want to see like an ultra violent child town where they're just killing people.
So will that be on your list of mods then to create?
God, you know what? If I finish Vault 273, like all the episodes for it, and that hasn't been done, I will get like every voice actor together and just make an ultra violent little child town, like just cause.
Well, I'll be downloading it.
Like, what would you have? Like, what would their missions be? Because you'd have to have them kill. Like, if you wanted to be cannibals, oh, maybe they like recruit the player to find them people. Like, oh, dude, they tricked the player. They tell the player that they need you to find their mothers and fathers and shit and give you locations. And as you bring them back, then you find out they've been eating them. Oh, that's good.
Well, there you go. You got a story already.
If the player has a cannibal perk, they can join them. Oh, maybe they actually at some point want to capture the player and eat them, and then the player has to go around and kill all the little kids. Like no choice. Turn the player into a child murderer with cannibal kids.
Yeah, who's worse? The player for killing all the children, or the children for eating lots of people?
You could have some great situations too, like just have a little girl cowering in the corner screaming, "Please don't kill me, I never did anything." And if the player decides not to kill him and turns her back, the kid comes at him with a knife. Like moral dilemmas everywhere. All right, I think I've been a bastard enough. We've been going on for like an hour and 20. Jesus. The excuse me. Fuck, my cough was good up until this point. Anything you want to yabber on about at the end? Say anything to people. Say, I don't know, whatever you want. You could literally just recite poems if you wanted to. I don't give a shit.
I would say keep a lookout for my Fallout 4 follower. Probably be doing other shit for Fallout as well when the creation kit comes out. Don't know, just. I'm not good at giving.
That's how I feel doing the interviews. I don't know why I'm the fucker doing these things. Like, I don't know why nobody else has stepped up. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to ask people and just talk about shit. I have a legit wizard staff now sitting. We went to a Ren fair the other weekend. We went to go visit my grandfather in Arizona, and we bought like wizard staffs, and they're just sitting in the corner. It's like useless impulse buy. I mean, I guess if anybody ever like tries to invade my house, I could try to beat the shit out of them with a wizard staff.
That'd be interesting to see.
I can actually kind of fight with a staff, but that's not a very sturdy one. Like I need a good teak one or something, or just a bar of iron. Just plap. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna end this fucking recording. All right, stopping.
Yeah. All right.